Hi, my name is Bill Petrie, and I'm your child's algebra teacher for this school year. We're really excited to have students back in the building, and so far the first 5 weeks have gone really well. I just wanted to take the time to make a short video so that I could introduce myself, you could put a face with my name, and I could show you a little bit about our Canvas class, our classroom expectations, and what students can do to complete work when they might be out. So the screen that you're looking at right now is our Canvas homepage, and on the homepage there are links to the modules and the syllabus and the ability to send inbox messages. And I'm just going to go through a couple of those things right now. The first one that students should be looking at are the modules. Now I've set up my modules so that they are daily. So if a student has class on Tuesday, October 5th, these are the things that they should be looking at to complete. One of those things would be lesson number 9. Lesson number 9 would just simply be the notes, all right, with the learning targets, our vocabulary for the day, and the example problems. Students could watch the video lesson in order to complete this, and that will also be found inside the module, and I'm posting links from YouTube. So whether they wanted to watch the video or just use the completed notes, they could get the instruction that they missed while they might be out. And then they would have to complete the practice problem, or the practice set. So the practice set is also included in the lesson, and they would just have to read the directions on the page and then complete these. Now these can be completed by taking a picture of the assignment and submitting that through an inbox message, or they could bring it back when they return to class. If a student was not able to print this off because they didn't have a printer at home, I would definitely encourage them just to write it down on a blank sheet of paper. There isn't much to this particular practice assignment, but if there was a lot of words or really long, lengthy questions, they would only need their work, all right, to show their work to their answer. They wouldn't need to copy down the exact practice assignment. So as I mentioned, there are videos for each lesson, and so video number 9 would be this link right here. If it doesn't pop up immediately, students can click on the title. Sometimes Canvas and YouTube don't talk well with each other, but the title is also a link, so they could use that, and then it would bring you to this page where students could watch the entire lesson that I've recorded, which is basically the same instruction that I'm giving in class. If students don't prefer to watch a lesson, I'm also including a copy of the class notes. So this is for some of us that are used to having a textbook. All of the notes have been completely filled out, and you could use the examples to try to help you understand the practice assignment, which are very similar. So whatever we learn in class that day is usually assessed on the practice assignment, so they could use these notes to also complete the practice. So each day is set up very similar. So each module has a new date because this is the date that we did lesson number 8. We also did a Kahoot that day, and I've included that in Canvas so that students that were not here could complete that. And so a lot of this is very similar, and just going by the particular date that the class had that particular lesson. If you have any questions about the modules, please feel free to show up during the open house time from 6 to 7:30, and I'd be more than willing to answer any of your questions. Another thing that students would want to make sure that they're paying attention to is our course syllabus. This was handed out at the beginning of the day, just a basic overview. Materials needed for class are very simple, just a 2-pocket folder, a graphing calculator if they decided to purchase one. One can also be borrowed from school, and pencils. I do allow students to work in pen, but pencils are preferred. We will have some tests and quizzes during the year that will represent 40% of their grade. We also grade notes, review, and activity assignments, and then have another category for practice or our homework assignments. We are trying to do a lot of practice in class. There will not be a ton of work to do outside of class, and that's just because I really find that students need the ability to ask questions, whether it be from another student or myself. Sending them home with lots of homework problems typically doesn't set up for great success, and if they're able to do it on their own, they're just getting extra practice that they probably don't necessarily need. So we really are trying to do a lot of work in the class. The grading policy is that if an assignment is not turned in on the due date, they have one class to turn it in, and then after that, it will just become a 0 that they can't make up. Really trying to encourage students to stay on track, to not get behind, to stay away from having to do 5, 6, 7 assignments right before the end of the marking period. So probably better off just to take a 0 and then move on. If a student would ever like to complete that assignment, I will totally take a look at the assignment, go over it with them, but they will not be able to earn a grade if the assignment is more than one class late. As of right now, we are still scheduled to take a Regents exam, so we are prepping for that to be happening in June. More information will come on that. Students have a 30-minute advisement built into their schedule every day. It's a great opportunity to get work done. We're not allowing a lot of travel between advisements like we usually would because of contact tracing, but students can send me an inbox message during that time if they have any questions, and I would be able to get back to them as soon as possible, which is usually within the same day. I'm updating School Tool, trying to do that at least once a week, if not more than once a week. Students will see an M if the assignment is missing and no longer can be turned in. If the assignment has not been graded, that's when it's empty. So look for School Tool to be updated once a week. And School Tool is not something where you should be looking at it and thinking, okay, these are all the assignments that my child needs to complete. Remember, they have only one class, one late class to turn it in. So if you do see a lot of M's or missings, that just is a sign that they're not completing work on time, and they really should try to stay more current and ask more questions and get the assignments done in class, and if they do need that additional time outside of class, to get it done and turned in by the next class. My contact information there is at the bottom, so my email address and phone number. That is where I can be reached with any questions. So also on the home page is the instructions for students when they're out to be able to complete the work if they're not able to attend school. So number one would be to watch the lesson video using the module, using the lesson that is posted by printing out the notes or just writing them down on a sheet of paper. The second thing is to complete the practice assignment. Again, if they can print it off of a computer, that is great. If not, they can do it on a separate sheet of paper, and then they can submit that assignment with an inbox message or just by bringing it back to class. And they're also encouraged to ask me any questions when they're at home by sending an inbox message. Now, the inbox is right here in Canvas, and if they press that, they'll be able to then choose from their class list and then be able to send a message to their teacher. I can't show you that feature with this particular version, but it's very easy for students to navigate and something that they should be used to doing. So I hope that this answers a lot of the questions that you might be having about class. Again, open house is tomorrow from 6 to 7:30. That is Wednesday, October the 6th. And I look forward to seeing as many of you as possible. If you're unable to attend, again, contact me by email or telephone number, and I'd be more than willing to have a chat about how things are going and if you have any questions about the school year. So far, we're off to a great start. Things are going really well. Things are very promising. Now that we have students back in the classroom, we're definitely seeing some big gains, and we're trying to make up for lost time, but everything's going very well. And I appreciate all of the hard work the students have been putting in so far. Thank you very much for watching this video, and have a great day.